to the recordings. They are stored on YouTube. I do drop the links into our Core 33 group for your easy finding pleasure. But just to know that these are only accessible to our Core 33 group. Whatever is within this group remains private to us for now. We'll see. There may be times when we are asked to share it more expansively as our communities open and form, but for now it's maintained within our circle so that everyone feels safe and secure in what they share and what they say and what we're manifesting. Okay. All right. So welcome everybody, and big hug and heart Valentine's. Whether you have somebody that you share your heart with in an intimate way or just in a general way, it doesn't matter. The point is that you're here and able to share your heart to the best of your ability, as we know what we're building is very much depending on that heart-centered light. Okay, a couple of things I want to cover before we go into discussion on our community work. One is that I had an interesting dream on Sunday night, and I've been asked to share it with everyone because it actually included everyone, which is kind of special for me. That's the first time you've all shown up in my reality that way. I was taken to a place where we were going to host a meeting, and when I was running a little bit late, and I was just running up to the door to go into the meeting, and actually Camilla came running in. She goes, "Whoa, wait a minute, we've got a problem. We've got a problem." And I said, "What's the problem?" And she goes, "Well, we were only expecting 12 people, and there's a lot more than 12. We have no place to put them." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I went into the building, and yeah, there was too many people. So I looked across the street, and there was a shopping mall that had a bigger open space. So, went over to the shopping mall and kind of looked around and asked somebody of authority. I said, do you mind if we host a meeting here? We need some space. And they said, "Oh, sure. How many people are you expecting?" I said, "Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I know that there's more than we can handle in a small space." And they said, "Well, you can use this open area." They had like an atrium and an open area. "You can use that area." I said, "Okay, that will work." So I sent Camilla back to tell everybody we're moving to the atrium area. And by the time she had gone and come back, the whole area, the atrium, was full and overflowing. And the people that were in charge of the shopping mall came and said, "There's too many people. We can't have that many people here." And I said, "Okay, I understand." She said, No, you don't understand. Our atrium area is full, but so is the parking lot." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And at that point, I was like, I don't know what we're going to do. We weren't expecting that many people. So as I went outside, I looked across. There was a major highway, and it was, I know some of you will know what Exhibition Stadium looks like. It's big. It's a vast stadium. And I said, "Well, maybe we can go there." So we went over to there, and the people in authority greeted us at the gate, and they said, "How can we help you?" And I said, "Well, this is really short notice, but we need a big space for people who are gathering to come and hear what we have to say and what we have to share." And he said, "Well, by all means, there's nothing going on. You're welcome to the stadium." I said, "But I'm really concerned. We don't have a sound system or anything. I can't yell that loud." And he said, "We've got you. We have a sound system. We have the people. We'll set it up. Just get everybody seated." So I thought that was pretty extraordinary that, we were only expecting 12 people, which was an interesting number, and we ended up with a stadium. So to me, that was our signal that we best get ourselves organized and shift our reality to the higher level, to the bigger vision. And it's not just a few people trying to build a little blueprint in small communities anymore. Although that's where we all started, and that's where we all feel kind of comfy and at home. It's recognizing that when this does happen, there are a lot of people who will need comfort and direction and a sense of organization, I guess, is a word that comes, that things are going to be okay, and that there is a place where they can begin, or that they can look forward to being a part of going forward. So yeah, I thought I would share that with you. As I was kind of going through the vastness of that vision for myself, I said, "Oh, are we ready? Are we ready for this?" And I was clearly told, you're more than ready. You came here ready. And your faith in what you're here to do and who you are and who you serve is just being elevated to where it actually belongs. So that felt really good. I'm still kind of going, okay. I'm at the place where I'm growing into the idea. I still haven't fully stood in the light of that. And I know each of you will have your own sort of reactions or um, sense of where you fit into that level of work. We all need to feel at home and at peace with doing that level of work. So that's why our communication needs to be crystal clear. And when it isn't, we need to have the courage to step forward and say, I'm not clear on this, or I'm not clear on that, or could you help clarify this, or could you help clarify that? And that way, as we dialogue together and with each other, my sense is that is where the community of who we are is built. It is by saying, well, I'm not sure about this, because every soul in that stadium is going to have the same feeling. And when we are hesitant to say the truth about what is going on or what is happening or how we're feeling, every person in that stadium is going to be feeling that too. So I believe what we're being taken through right now, and getting shivers all over, is the new level of communication that is essential in community. But the first community that we are here to be a part of is the one within us. There is an entire community that is operating inside you. The community of your heart and soul, the community of your connection to source, the community of your connection to family, to friends, to adversaries, to those that you serve and those that challenge you. Those are all relationships of community. So as we learn to go within ourselves and recognize or identify where we are not fully aligned and attuned and communicating clearly within, it's easy as a human being to say, yeah, I'm ready. I'm willing to do that. But if there's a part of your inner community that says, maybe, but have you considered there's more? Or that there are some things from the past that involve community in our ancestral lines. Community can also mean being rejected, being ostracized, being judged, being persecuted, being eliminated. We all have some of that in our ancestral history, where community was not always a safe place or a safe energy to dwell in. So as part of our session tonight, we will be doing a little bit of a journey into the past to see where our community connection was damaged, or even go as far as saying destroyed. Because if you were the leader of a group of healers in the past, and literally the shit hits the fan, they all step back and you're the one left standing there to take the brunt, that's not a good feeling. And that's one that a soul will remember. That's why it's so important that we all understand the significance of standing in a circle. We stand together. When one is challenged, we all step forward. when one is in need, we all step in. And it's not that we are enabling each other's neediness. We just need to know that we have each other's back, no matter what. That's going to be very important in community, and communication fits into how that's built and how we manage to succeed in shifting gears. Time to get into high gear with our work and our purpose. So does anyone have any questions on that so far? Come on, community, communicate.
Oh,
Come on, Nazreen, you're always good for at least one.
Well, my brain's just going crazy thinking
Okay,
about
so
many
that's
stuff.
a really good thing. That's a good thing. What I want you to do is drop it into your heart. Because we get caught up in our mind wanting to respond with what we've already experienced. We want from the truth from the heart of what can help us.
You mentioned about things from the past that would be obstructing us because of what happened earlier.
Yeah.
And you talked about it from past lives.
Yes.
Ancestral. How will we even know that
Oh,
it's from
there? when we take that journey and we're on that path, we only are asked to make that journey to the past when there's something significant there that we need in the present. And it's not about going back to change what happened. It's about going back and taking whatever power or truth we extinguished in that moment, thinking there's no point in carrying that because it gets me into trouble or it gets me killed.
So it's similar to a past life regression where like the way I do it is when you go to a place where your soul wants you to go and get information.
Correct. But
that can help you in this life.
Yes, it's only asked when it is vitally important to the success of your mission. So it's not about the nitty-gritty details, and it's not about going back for everything. But there are specific things when it comes to communication that we all have parked somewhere in our past for this time. And the journey in between didn't require it, so we just parked it.
It can very much be from this life. Doesn't have to go that far.
Oh, it will be in this life. If it has happened at any point and has not been either reconnected or corrected, it will be in this lifetime, and it will be affecting the success of many of the things that you are planning to do. And that's why it's being brought forward now, because it's time to reinstate that strength, that gift, that ability, that power. It's time to reinstate it so that we're not hesitating and we're not concerned about speaking our truth. We need to be very open and confident about speaking our truth in a loving way. And that gets underlined, in a loving way. Not was, I just woke up and realized what you did to me in the past and, you know, it's duke it out time. No, that's not what it's for. It is very much there to support the energy and the essence of your mastery level work. So, yeah, that's a good point, though. Mary, I think I saw your hand up.
I just thought it was just interesting timing how these things are coming forward. I have a friend who is into human design, and she said, Mary, you might be interested in this lecture. And it talked about 5-1 line and people who are heretics, where we need to show up to be in service. And it talked about all of the pitfalls, like the general, when everyone has an expectation of the general to come and save the community and lead the community, but then there's pitfalls when you can't meet those expectations. And it really talked about having to be very clear on what it is you were stepping into, which this is an hour and a half lecture, but that's in a nutshell.
Yes. Yeah, it's not about one taking on the responsibility or the representation of the whole. It is everyone standing together in the purest form of what they came here to do. And yes, in the meantime, you know, back and forth in our day-to-day lives, we still have our humanness and our quirkiness and our pitfalls and our good days and our not so good days. That's to be expected, and that will not be eliminated. Just so anybody's thinking that we're going to reach the top of the mountain and we get to stay there. We will be at the top of the mountain when it comes to the moments we are needed in service. And that mountain moment will be supported and it will be protected. The rest of the time, we're on a human journey, and we need to respect that that's important too. Not to leave it out, because we're ever taking on a new awareness, a new sense and sensibility. That's part of our personal journey. And yeah, we're meant to enjoy all of it. So, okay.
I was just going to add, can I add one last, and it says, when the general is finished doing his part, he goes back to being the gentleman farmer, which I thought was pretty hilarious, being in farming groups. So
yeah, that's pretty much the way it is meant to be and will continue to be. Yeah, it's not about one person. And even, you know, when we think of that one that's supposed to come back, the Christ and Jesus, whatever, he did not do it as one when he was here. And it is not something that one person is meant to do, because if one person holds all that power and all that wisdom and all that awareness, then it still separates us from the divinity that is within each and every one of us. I believe the most powerful statement, or one of the most powerful statements that came down through history that he was able to say, is that, you know, in the future, we shall do greater works than he. And that was opening the portal, that was opening the cosmic consciousness so that humanity could move in that direction. So yes, he came and he opened that door, he opened the awareness, and he activated our consciousness to be aware of it. So yeah, well done. But now the rest of us need to pull up our spiritual panties and get on with it. All right, anyone else with a question before we? No? Okay, we're just going to do, it's a very, I trust, I never know for sure. So I'll just say we're going to go on a little journey. Let's see, meet you on the other side. So just get yourself comfortable, close your eyes. Take in that nice deep breath, that sense of belonging, that sense of community, that sense of being a part of something that is greater than each single soul, but collectively is a mastery of all that is holy and divine. And take yourself on a path that you see opening up in front of you. And that path can be any element of earth, wind, fire, water. Whatever element is calling to you for this journey, just trust that it's an invitation to open you up, to open your consciousness, your heart, your memories, your history, and most of all, pieces of your soul self that have been placed in very sacred positions and places upon the human journey for such a time as this. And allow your heart to be what guides you in the direction that you need to go. For some of you will feel the need to walk forward. Some of you will need to walk backwards. Some of you will need to walk clockwise. And some of you will need to walk counterclockwise. Simply trust that your soul and your guidance right now is customizing this journey specifically for you in a very, very sacred way. And as you're walking, you will notice that whatever was upon your body in the way of clothing is just disintegrating. Your body is as it was created and as it was designed, moving in the direction that's taking you towards a very special and precious moment. In the next breath, you will be asked to lay down all of your wounds that you may still be holding on to, any issues or situations that weigh heavy upon your soul. They will be disintegrating away from your body. Continuing to move forward. Whatever you hold inside that is connected or attached to judgment or fear is disintegrating even as you move forward. Whatever it is that you have held on to that is affecting your ability to manifest or create is disintegrating away from your body. Whatever you hold inside that affects your self-confidence, self-worth, self-acceptance is now disintegrating and falling away. Keep walking, keep moving. Whatever it is that is upon your heart, that when it is thought of or connected to, creates deep hurt or hate, both can be present. Allow that to be brought forward into the heart light. Shine the light of truth on that where you hurt or you hate, and chances are we have done both, so don't leave one out. And take a moment as you continue to walk forward. See yourself walking through that hurt and leaving it behind. Then see yourself walking through hate and leaving it behind. Then see yourself walking forward as the healer that you are. This is where we journey into the moment we've all been prepared for, and that is healer, heal thyself. And as you contemplate the idea of what does that mean, ask the mind to stand down and let your heart continue to carry you forward. And it's carrying you forward into a moment that we will call the defining moment, where you laid down your sword of healing and took up the sword of hate and hurt. Where things happened, events took place, actions unfolded, words were spoken, judgments were laid down, fear took over. Keep walking. And it's as if they are simply the ethers and energy and frequency and light that holds no power but the power that you give it. The memory that you hold on to is now able to be released. The circumstances are able to be released. The outcome that was incredibly hurtful and painful will be released. Feel the healing light that is deep within your soul inside your body. It may only be a spark of the original creation of who you are, the power that you possess, the truth that you represent. and the spark and the arc of the covenant that you represent. There before you on the path, as it opens up and a light shines down, is a beautiful box, a treasure box, a truth box, a triumph box of all of the things that you left behind that are essential to the completion of your purpose and your mission. You left them there for such a time as this. With the energy of your heart, shine it on the box before you touch it, and it will open. It recognizes your frequency, your vibration, and the very essence of your soul. And it welcomes you and opens effortlessly. And within that box, which we now know is part of the programming and the memory system of our humanness, that box represents all of the limitations, all of the conditions, all of the challenges, all of the wounds, all of the things that you have survived are because you have these gifts and abilities held in this beautiful sacred box. So before we touch anything in the box, it is up to you to declare that you're willing to dissolve the box so that there are no longer limitations or conditions, no longer hurtful memories, painful past. This is a portal of time and space in the now, that as the box disintegrates, the portal opens up. Carefully move forward and stand in the light of that portal. And all of the things that are necessary for you in the now will begin to permeate and penetrate your body and your being. Just stand there with your heart wide open, with your mind open, with your emotional self open to the fullness of your potential, the fullness of your power, and the fullness of the possibilities that come with all of that being restored. Breathe it in. Hold it with gratitude and grace. Breathe all of it in and ask that it be aligned within your soul in perfect divine order, whether it be memories or emotional releases or verbal words or your heart and what it has been in the past. Everything is in this moment being restored to the perfect divine blueprint. And hear yourself being able to declare with confidence and ease, this is who I am. I am the light. I am the truth. I am the way forward. I am confident in what I came here to do. I am connected to the source within. I am on task. I am following my purpose. And I am now inviting my heart to heal all that limits me from being completely truthful and honest, that keeps me from feeling confident and powerful. I release it all to the light, to the source of creation that designed who I am and dwells within who I am. And as the energy rises, Just allow it. As feelings rise, just allow them. As your consciousness rises, embrace it. Accept it. And as the energy moves into the throat and into your ability to communicate, just know that words that are spoken have power. Whether they're words that we speak or words that have been spoken to us, they have the power to elevate our soul, or they have the power to diminish our soul. Commit at this moment to declare that you are willing to use your words to enhance love, to communicate that love in the words that you share, the words that you think, and the words that you react to. Take a few moments and just move in a circle in that light, in that portal. And it's very much like a clock, where you're going to see where you first began the human journey at number 1, slowly moving around and lighting up each of the numbers with the new frequencies, the new codes, the new energies, the new abilities, the new truths, the new ways, the new guidance, the new sense of direction, and ultimately coming back to the truth of your purpose. Light them all up. It's time. And as you look outside of that clock, all around the rim of the clock are all of the souls that challenged you, that hurt you, that hated you, that harmed you, that eliminated you, betrayed you, judged you, and feared you. They're all there. That's your support team. They're all the ones that agreed to play a role in your life to bring you to this moment. And they've all shown up. Some have been with you in many lifetimes, some in significant lifetimes. It doesn't matter, because those lifetimes are all part of one timeline that is the old way. And right now we are going to take the energy of the old way, with the support of your team that stand around you, and draw it all into the center of the clock. Draw the energy in, all of the old ways, the old timeline, draw it into the very, very center of the clock, and it will open, and all of the old ways will be vacuumed down into the old reality. And when that is completed, the portal in the center of the clock will close forever. And now, as a soul, you are being asked to go and stand in the place of where that portal closed and activate the new reality, the new truth, the new community, the new light, the new energy, the new way that lights up the new journey. Not just for you, but for your community as well. For your country, for your planet, and ultimately for the collective, that are all being upgraded and activated in this moment, in alignment with the work that you were here to do. All comes together, all works together, all rises together. Nice deep breath in of gratitude and thankfulness. both for your own soul and what it has achieved and accomplished. Let that gratitude be for your own soul first. Fill your well of love and acceptance of the role that you're here to play, and just watch. It's almost like a sparkling sky, stars moving through, moons and planets moving around, galaxies spinning in a new direction, all timelines coming together to bless and benefit this one that we are on. You are safe, you are protected, but more importantly, you are guided. Accept that now. Allow that now. Become that here and now. And as we all take a collective deep breath in, as we breathe out, just say out loud, and so it is. And so it is. And you can open your eyes. Well, that was a journey, wasn't it? Okay. Anyone have something they would like to share from that journey and communicate? Go ahead, Nisreen. Start the ball rolling.
The point where we opened the box and it started filling up our heart. You said open up the heart and let it go. It was like a rainbow of lights just going in, and it was just as if I was surrounded by that rainbow then coming out of my heart. And as it was coming, and you talked about breathing out what needs to be changed. So the rainbow of light transmuted what was the dark that I was breathing out that I didn't need anymore. And it was so spectacular how it changed the dark into light. And it was just amazing. That became rainbow colors as well.
Yeah.
So it was just the most beautiful thing to observe and being part of it also.
Actually, what you were being shown is how we are created. We're created with the full spectrum of light, and it gets slowed down and slowed down and slowed down until we can actually see tangible, touchable bodies. We are rainbows, biological rainbows walking around. And it's pretty amazing. You will be shown many ways that that rainbow light will reveal things about others that are there to help you understand them better, not to judge them. And that's the difference of where we are now. It is there to understand them better, not to judge. So yeah, patience and compassion should take on a whole new level of power in our lives. Okay, anyone else? Okay, Barb, I could see it working its way through there.
Yeah, my internet keeps cutting out, so I thought, well, maybe if I do this part, I take down the picture. One part, I was walking down like a path right next to the water, and I forget what stage you're at when you were talking, but I felt almost like there was a shadow walking. Like I stopped by the water to put my feet in instead of just walking next
Oh no, we're losing her.
to it, and then it felt like someone was kind of on me or over me, and then I could see like the dark. It was almost like a dark figure that just kind of came away from me, and I was still closer to the water, and felt safe at the water part, but it kind of backed away and just so kind of dissipated. And I was like, okay, well, that's kind of interesting. And then there was another part where I was walking along, instead of being along the water, I was going down like a tunnel into I thought it was a cave at first, but and I love caves. I just love caves. And I kept going and going, and then it was like, because it was more like a tunnel, and I felt more like in the Roman times, and I was being like I guess berated or something. Like I wasn't in a good spot. Something was happening to me at that time, and then it left. Like I got out of that part. And many years ago during a meditation, I was like out in the universe, and I was this turquoisey blue and different type of a light being, just kind of floating huge, massive in the universe. And it was like I was back into that part again. And I was like, oh, this is kind of neat. So there's a few different things that just kind of came to my mind as I was talking, but I thought it was interesting that I was going down this, like the tunnel in the old, like dugout sort of speaking. And yeah, so that was pretty neat that, so I'm wondering if whatever has been being held on to, and it was dissipated, but it also went back that far, like that, in that journey. And I've never gone like that before, that far.
Well, it's definitely showing you that you're ready to let go of.
But anyway, thanks for that, Donna.
Yeah, good. Yeah. We keep losing you a little bit with talking. So maybe just take your video off, Barb, and we'll see. I know there's something going on with the internet because mine completely shut down about an hour before we were supposed to come on today. And I'm like, oh, really? Let's have a little conversation about that. So, all right. Who's next? Go ahead, Catherine.
As we started walking, I was walking through fire, but I was on like a movable sidewalk, but I was going backwards as I was walking forward.
Yeah.
And there was this, I don't know, it was in a square, but it was kind of like a hexagram light in front of me. And I was like, I need to go there. But I kept going backwards. And as I was going backwards, I was seeing all these images, and some of them I couldn't even focus on. They were going so fast. But that light kept getting bigger and bigger. And then the fire dissipated, and I was surrounded in like a white room with all these colors from every angle, almost like a disco ball shining all over me. So, I mean, I don't remember all the images or where or how I got there, but there I was.
Yeah.
So,
And it's just surrendering to it. It's like when they started out, they said some of you will be moving forward and some of you will be moving backward. And it's trusting it doesn't matter which way you go. It's taking you where you need to go, to the moment where healing is meant to happen. So
it was weird to be going both at the same time.
yeah. Yeah. Well, when you look at a wagon wheel, when the wagon's moving forward, the illusion is the wheel is going backwards. That's similar to the energy of transformation. Okay. All right. Well, we're getting near our time, and there's a few more things that I wanted to share with everyone. The communication is something that we're going to continue working on, but I would like those who haven't shared yet to please share on our Facebook page so that you are participating and you are contributing and you are being heard, because right now that is so important, that your voice, your energy, and the essence of who you are is being communicated. Remember, communication starts from within, and it's essential that we are able to have the courage and the strength and the comfort to be able to do that. So hopefully everybody had a level of breakthrough today. It was certainly available there for you. And I trust even if you just got a part of it, that part is going to enhance your life and your journey in amazing ways. So well done. Yeah. So two things that I just wanted to touch on, and that is for the level of communication that we will be continuing to develop together. It's important that you start paying attention to what happens when conversations are going on? Are you actually listening? Or are you formulating what you want to say or what you think or what your answer would be? Because you cannot do two things at once. You're either listening or you're thinking. And catch yourself doing it. When do you zone out? When do you walk away when someone is sharing something that they feel is important? I know we all know how to zone out when we're listening to people that are just saying nonsense. We're pretty good at that, and I don't know that that needs to change. But when someone is genuinely and heartfully sharing with you, are you able to genuinely listen from the heart? Or are you listening from the head? Catch yourself when you are in the head, because you will be creating a list of things you want to say in response to what they're telling you. Drop that moment down into your heart and just activate your listening skill. And it takes practice. It's not something that happens easily, but it is essential for community and the kind of conversations that need to be had. So it's paying attention to what is your version of it? When do you stop listening? Is there anything specific that repeats that you're aware of that stops you listening? In other words, if somebody is complaining or judging or criticizing or sharing something about fear, do you zone out? Do you vacate and not necessarily have compassion for what they're sharing with you? That's one thing. And the other is, when you are speaking, it's recognizing that people can only listen for so long. And that's why when I'm hosting or facilitating these meetings, I frequently stop and engage and ask for interaction, because nobody wants to listen to somebody for an hour. I don't care who you are, and I don't care what you're saying. We just don't want that. That's too much information, too much data to try and take on. So it's learning to break up your conversation, your communication into invitation. And what I mean by invitation is that you let the conversation go on, you speak and communicate for a period of time, and then invite the other person to either react or respond to what you have said. That's what a conversation is. It's not a one-sided situation. And if somebody knows that you are going to create a pause or a space for them to respond and communicate, they're much more likely to. They're much more engaged, and they may feel that they don't have to try and remember that list of things of, well, I'll respond about this and I'll respond about that and I'll respond. One of the tricks that's happening right now is we can't remember. By the time they stop talking, is like, dang, I don't know what they said, but I had a really good response. It's allowing the heart to engage and invite others, so that communication is words that are being shared and then words that are being heard. And listening is a really important part of communication that I think every one of us could use better skills at. So it's just be conscious of it. Don't be self-conscious. There's a huge difference. Be conscious of it in a confident way. Don't be self-conscious and, oh, I shouldn't be listening, or I shouldn't be doing this and I shouldn't be doing that. That is not going to engage a really good energetic connection with the person you are speaking with. So yeah, I just wanted to emphasize those. I mean, you have everything in the list to read. If there are anything that is on the list that was shared that you still have a reaction to, or you have questions about, or you need clarification on, please engage that on our Facebook page as well. I will drop well, it's already in there from last week, but we're working on this week. Is there, just say, I have a question about this, or can you clarify that? We need to continue the conversation in between, so that we know it's not just a brief moment when we're all sitting here going, yeah, we're working on communication. And then the moment the internet gets shut down, it's like, well, next on, that it doesn't impact you in some way. this is really important that we are able to communicate on that level and continue the conversation in between. We're ready to do that, I think. I see a little finger there with a blank, Jamie. No, that's just mine here. Yeah, all right. Okay, so the very last thing I'm going to share before we close it up is that apparently I'm hosting a gathering. So I might actually get to meet a lot of you. I know some of you are in the country and some of you aren't. So you won't all be able to attend. But on the 10th of March, it's a Sunday. It happens to be my birthday. It's my 70th birthday. And I'm being asked to have everyone come together. And it's not to bring gifts. That's not what it's about. What I'm asking for those who can attend, and for those who can't, we will record. But for those who attend, the only thing that I am asking is that you bring one flower. One, just one. And I'm going to see if communication is working here. One flower, your favorite flower. And we will put them all into one bouquet that brings us all together. So we'll see how good the listening skills are at the end of our communication lesson today. Now, the purpose of the gathering is not just to celebrate my birthday, although that's pretty convenient. And ironically, my family don't celebrate my birthday. I don't get cards, I don't get calls, anyway. So this time the universe is making sure that I am having a party with some of my most favorite people in the world. And that will genuinely be a day to remember. So yeah, it is going to be potluck so that I'm not having to cook. I'm not cooking on my birthday. So just bring whatever you feel. There'll be more information closer to the day. I just wanted you all to know that you're invited. And I look forward to seeing what happens. There is a very good chance that that day is going to be a master activation day. There will be more information on that next week. I have more to share about what that means and in the past what has taken place. When I do activations, things happen. So yeah, you can be excited. I'm excited. So we'll just continue this growth and the reaching out of hearts. We're reaching out now at a level that has not been accomplished on the planet, certainly amongst women. This is a whole new level of community. And the success of a community is based on unity and communication. So we've got some work to do, but the good news is this is the fun part of the journey. This isn't the fall down, get up, hurt me, oh, woe is me part of the journey. This is, wow, look at us now. Look at us go. Look what we can do. And look what's coming to life inside of us. I see a difference every week in the eyes of each of you. I genuinely see that there is elements of happiness creeping in and joy bubbling up and relief being felt. And I think that is such a beautiful thing that we want to continue so that that's the way we live. And, you know, if you want a day trip here and there into the old ways and the old energies, have at it. Not required. Not anymore. So I'm seeing hands up there and I think it's Miss Camilla. Yes, Camilla.
Hi. So with your birthday on March 10th being a potluck, could we start a Facebook post with what everyone's bringing so we're not doubling up or bringing something people don't like or et cetera, et cetera?
Well, I'm thinking this is where telepathy comes in. And it's trusting that everything that is brought will be exactly what it needs to be and it will be perfect.
All right.
That's a stretch, isn't it?
That'll be
those of
fun.
you yeah, for those of you who like to plan and make sure everything's perfect, trust that your heart knows exactly what you need to bring. And you know, we may have the best damn salad buffet we've ever seen, but that's okay. That's okay. That's how I used to do our gatherings. We did monthly gatherings of our goddess circle, and I would provide just plain lettuce, and everybody would bring a salad component that they liked. They just brought one. Just, you know, somebody brought onions and somebody brought tomatoes and somebody brought this and somebody brought that. And every time it was just a perfect, it just worked. So yeah, this is where we start to open that inner trust that everybody will do exactly what needs to be done and bring what brings them joy. This is a joyful gathering. And the only thing that might change it, and we do need to be aware of that, that if the whole RV thing happens, I will probably be in confinement, so not confinement. I will be in freedom somewhere and unable to communicate. So we'll see. Like I said, we're day to day right now, but that is the invitation that my heart is sending out to all of you. And I think it's time that we all had a chance to just hug and hold and know that we're not just dreaming here. We're designing and we're manifesting something beautiful in our world. So let's do it together. Yeah. And maybe with that abundance and manifestation, we'll even have Jamie do a fly-in for the day. We'd have to do Jamie and we'd have to do Rosalind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been looking at flights. I can't wait till next week when you tell them the story. I'm so excited.
Yeah, there's only so
Y'all, I told my family and I did not do it justice, and they were like jumping out of their seats. So next week is going to be extra special. I cannot wait.
Yeah, we'll have a story to share amongst us that
Yes.
Yeah, activations are fun. All right, everyone. We've gone a little bit over. I trust that that's okay. We're doing exactly what we need to do. I am just going to shut the recording off.